That's what I'm saying. You know what he's backing us from?
But yeah,
Andrew fucking Tate.
Yeah, man, Andrew Tate. Tate no more.
The tit man.
If you guys recall, we actually covered this story last week in regards to, I guess it's only Wednesday, in regards to Andrew Tate in the news again, has been banned from, well, every single platform. YouTube joins the suit, and you know they follow TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, have all banned this guy. Up until about fucking a month ago, I had no idea who this guy was, and then all of a sudden, just
I know.
the
I knew him as a
influx.
mids kickboxer.
Yep, I ended up realizing he was a kickboxer afterwards. And,
mids, bro.
Like, it's very clear that, like, again, I don't know how, like, I don't know how this algorithm shit works, but I never once clicked on anything that said his name. I never once clicked on anything that involved him. I never once clicked. I had no idea who this
made
was.
It on your shit, didn't
and
it?
then all of a sudden, it was just Tate. I couldn't go anywhere without being figured out, who the fuck is this guy? And I click on him, and I can only listen to him for about 30 to 45 seconds, and then it's just like, oh my god, this is
he's like
I can't listen to this
shitty movie character, like a D grade movie, and he's like acting, but he's not really like he's a shitty actor.
He's the kind of guy that if you were at a club, you were with your wife or girls or something, or some guy, you'd end up kicking the shit out of this guy for just the way he was talking to you and your
unfortunately,
wife.
he's a kickboxer,
you know what I mean?
so it'd be kind of tough.
You would, you would try.
Horrible, because like it's like that cocksucker's tough too.
He took my wife and whooped my damn. Yeah, no, I just I don't understand where he, like, I listened to him for a little minute, like a little bit, and then he started to talk about how women are property of men.
He's a fucking dickhead.
Men should have access to the female, like the money that a female makes, but females shouldn't have access to the money that men make. And I was just like, oh, this is straight up like 1950s,
bro, almost
women
worse.
in the kitchen, men
new age.
Yeah, new age, because it's not like that anymore.
But I mean, it's like he's got like old school like Middle Eastern philosophies with like a social media hustler swag.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and lives in Romania,
a fucking piece of shit,
so that he can live like without any repercussions of like rape or sexual abuse, assault. Like that.
Sound women.
He said I don't know. Yeah, I don't know legitimacy on that. I can only go by what he says. He was asked, like, did you go to Romania because you were trying to avoid rape? And he's like, well, I just want to be able to do whatever the hell I want. And I was like, what? Yeah. So you could do whatever you want, but what about the woman that you're taking advantage of? Does she not have any rights or any kind of liberty or say in the equation? Or just because you're Andrew Tate, you can just slang your D on her forehead? Like, what's the deal here?
Well, the problem is we got a fucking stupid, insecure, fucking testosterone-filled, dumb motherfucking teenage dudes and 20-year-old dudes who like shit like this. Yeah. And they've pushed him up to the top. And a big reason why, like, I've watched a few videos of like how the fuck he got here. I'm like, damn, what did he do? What is the social media grind? How can I make it ethical and do something similar? He essentially set up an affiliate program where every person on TikTok,
we talked about that.
So I think that's where a lot of his trouble's coming from, is because he's doing like multi-level marketing schemes
in MLM. Yep.
And how he's doing them is not scheme. That's literally
you have to you pay monthly to be a part of the program, and then you get money. You get an affiliate based on how many people you sign up.
Not even that though. They're doing it based on views and based on attention. They're not even doing it based on conversions, right? So this guy's literally paying for virality.
Right.
So it's like, that's where he's getting like,
and that's how it happened.
That's how the algorithm is. Because it's like, well, his name is everywhere. Yeah. And I hate it. I fucking hate it, but it's genius.
It's fucking genius. And the thing is too, it's like, I disagree with like everything of this, but the fact that he got censored so hard and banned so fucking quick,
I don't like that part.
I don't like that at all, man. I don't know. It comes down to that argument where it's like video games cause violence. It's like, no, stupidity causes violence. Ignorance causes violence. Bad environment causes violence. It's the same thing as this. It's like, let this guy speak, and if there's Stupid kids that are going to pick this shit up. They're going to end up getting beat up on the fucking playground, and they're going to be put in their position like all of us have been when we started spouting stupid shit and someone had to put us in our place. It's like, let people spout stupid shit. Stupidity should find its role eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Apple, when they all sit in their fucking, what would we say, their private Discord server, and they decide, should we get rid of this Andrew Tate guy? Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, we should. Yeah. And all of a sudden, boom, within a span of just a week, everybody deletes him. It's like, you're not signing one term of service. You actually signed 8 terms of service, but they're all the same thing. That's all the same thing.
Yeah, same attorney probably puts them together.
Same attorney, same guy, same representative. And it's like, when someone gets banned that fast, that quickly, well, now I want to hear him. Now I want to hear what he has to say, because it's not misogyny. Misogyny, the way he thinks and talks about women, that's not what got him banned, because people are doing that every fucking day.
No, but they're going to think that's it. They're going to, and that's the problem is it'll push. This is going to, as long as he doesn't get sued by some people for some crazy shit like Alex Jones dealt with, this is only going to make him bigger.
Yeah. Yep.
When you silence shit, people are like, well, why? It's because he was speaking the truth. It's
yeah.
Like, oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And I disagree with everything. But now when you're telling me the big tech junk, because I would like to consider myself a free speech absolutist. Now, of course, that doesn't mean a private company needs to
adhere.
Yeah, to your rights. That's not. They don't have to whatsoever. It's the government that has to adhere to your rights. But you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want, in my opinion.
It's frustrating, man.
With repercussion. In this case, there was repercussion. But you should be able to see, you should be able to say whatever you want without fear of,
unless you're inciting violence.
Yes. Yeah. Of course. That.
100% agree.
But I just think, when mass, I don't believe in censorship. Let's just put it that way. It's a better way to put it. I don't believe in censorship.
Why don't the algorithm just fucking do like they do to the weed channels and the weed things?
That's it.
Hide us.
We're allowed to exist.
I got to type your entire fucking name when I tag you in anything.
And hit enter and scroll down through all the fucking pigeons.
And see, here's the problem. Like Mrs. MPK over here is saying, let it get no traffic and this and that. The traffic shot up for InfoWars as soon as they were removed from all social media platforms.
Yeah.
Why? Because the hardcore fans want to see that shit. They're going to go and look for it. So the direct traffic will shoot up.
It's not even direct fans, man. It's like guys like you and I are like,
what the fuck?
Who the fuck is Alex Jones? Like, why is he being banned? What did he say? And then they start to realize that, okay, well, maybe some of the shit, and please don't think that I'm justifying it, some of the shit might be legitimate. Because not everything Alex Jones said is wrong.
Alex Jones is different. But see, that's the thing. Here's what this fucker does too.
Andrew Tate.
I was just going to say that, dude.
He's a provocateur.
Well, no, but he'll say good motivational shit about business and how to get money, and then he'll be like, and then women suck. It's like,
that's right. So then people are going to open this up, and they're not going to hear the first misogynistic comment, because they didn't just delete all his misogynistic shit. They deleted everything. They're going to hear everything he has to say. It's all like, and then it's like, whoa, wait a second. This guy's pretty motivating. Oh, he's a kickbot, because that's how I figured it out. I had to dive in, and I'm like, oh, who the fuck is this guy? Oh, and like, there's so many fucking stupid people out there, and we don't ban them. The leader of David Duke, for crying out loud, is the leader of the ex-leader or whatever of the KKK. He's got platforms. He's got places to spout his hatred and his whatever. You know what I mean?
Let the people
or maybe
decide,
not hatred. I haven't listened to David Duke, but I'm sure it's all the same. But it's just like, why isn't he been banned?
That's what I'm saying. It's like
been banned, and it's there's a guy that's touting racist thought. And it's like, but there hasn't been this mass deplatforming of him.
Well,
it's all
it'd
of
be
a
cool
sudden
if they would
just
say why.
Yeah, the real reason.
And then people would be like, oh, well, fuck, it's because the guy was exploiting multi-level marketing, which is banned on all fucking platforms.
Right.
You can't be having multiple people under your Avon shit or your Nutrilife or your fucking Fit Body, whatever your program is that someone convinced you is worth selling to other people and you got to spend money to do it.
Bernie Madoff?
Yeah.
Like Bernie Madoff, he's the guy, if I'm got the name correct, he's the white collar.
Bernie
Madoff. Is that right?
Yeah. Pyramid schemer.
The pyramid. He's the guy that scammed millions of dollars out of investors, out of just regular people, because and essentially it was the exact same thing. He's still in jail. Like they came down on him hard.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
fucking got
it's,
locked up. They won't let him
but
out.
that's not what they chose to choose, or that's not the topic they said to choose. They didn't say that they've banned him because he's sucking money out of people because he's scamming misogyny. That's
But see,
that's
that's
what
the
you're
problem
banning
though.
him?
Is we're I wouldn't say it's even fact. You know what I'm saying? It's assumption.
What do you mean?
Like we don't even know 100% why. You know, like we don't know exactly why
No,
they
we
removed
don't.
him.
No, of course
But
not.
that's what's crazy. It's like maybe we're totally wrong, and it's because of that. Maybe because it's in the pressure from influential things like advertisers, you know, media, things like that. That are, I don't know,
But
man.
how did he get
I hate that.
this big though?
Well, I was
There's
gonna
bigger
say I hate that
people
they allowed him
telling,
to rise so high without putting like a black, you know, giving
because now you
strikes to
can't,
his YouTube channel
like, how
or
I'm at 90,000 subs and I'm so heavily restricted, censored. Like you're telling me growing weed is far worse than misogyny and hatred and possibly living in Romania to avoid
yes,
rape charges? Yeah,
yes,
it
it
is.
is.
You're right.
Yes,
You're right. And it's like you
goodness, Jesus.
can
You say
stifle
some dumb
someone's
shit
success.
sometimes, P. You know that's worse.
I know. You're right. You're right. It is a plant. It's a plant.
That grows.
Toxic for people's minds. But this is it. It's like we're censored for weed, bro. And it's like
But yet this guy can be a piece of
misogyny
shit.
isn't in the terms of conditions for like not advertiser friendly or like
No.
I don't get it. I don't understand
Fucking
where's the
sex
catch for this?
trafficking allegations. Nope.
Nope. Weed. There it
Weed.
is. There it is. Sex
Oh
trafficking.
man,
No. Rape
it's such a swift
allegations.
kick in the
No.
dick. Like it
Misogyny.
really.
No. Multi-level marketing schemes. No. Fuck, man. You can get away with. Oh no, the weed's on there. You know,
Yeah.
it's just fuck. It's wild, man. And then it's like, and then to top it all off, it must be something more when TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, when all of these competitors all of a sudden meet up in their lingerie at their festival or whatever, and they're like, Samuel, we got to get rid of Tate. Rob, you're right.
Yep.
You know, I don't know where they're meeting. These must be very personal meetings where it's just like, how the f does this happen?
I think,
These are
like I said, they're on a
billion-dollar
Discord group or something, and they're like,
they just message each other. Yeah, they're in a messenger group.
"What do you
Like,
think? We're gonna get rid of Alex today, and we're also gonna get rid of fucking the bald guy, the
weed
misogynist
and the
guy."
weed guys.
Weed's like a unspoken. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just like,
Again, no, totally.
we don't get rid of weed. Like we don't. That's just not allowed.
This is that inability to set priorities, man. You know what I mean? Where it's like, again, why as the commoner? We are just the common people. I'm just looking at all this what's happening, and I have so many questions. So many questions, and they spout from over here when we bring up the Epstein shit, and it spouts over here when we can bring up Alex Jones stuff. Stop over here when we're talking about censorship and why and where and who decides and
we gotta
like,
search for this shit usually too.
Yeah,
There's not like a top article. Like again, the algorithm does a good job at hiding certain things and elevating other things, and then when they feel like they need to, completely removing it. It's like, why don't you just use that algorithm knockdown you seem to do for other people?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, and it's like there's channels that have been crushing it for a long time on YouTube that put out some fucked up shit too, but it's usually not a single person. It's like user generated content or curated content. But it's like this guy's shit, and I'm not excusing it. At Davos Avocado, it's like a wildfire. People clip it and they put it on, you know, every platform.
They want to
And
see
then-
what's going. Wow.
Yeah, I know it's
Wow.
a train wreck, honestly, and it's just like, what's this crazy fucker gonna say? And he's he does a good job at being captivating and entertaining, not in a good way.
Provocative.
Yeah,
It's
provocative.
provocative.
Exactly.
I like
yeah.
listening to it. It's like, holy fuck.
I can't believe you just said that. I know.
Oh my god. On a camera?
What a piece of shit.
My wife
Yeah,
would
it's like-
slap me.
I know.
You know,
and
and
see,
I
it's
just-
like I'm glad
almost-
that there's some repercussions, but again, this is one of those things where it's just like an NPK said over here, is censorship is going to just get more attention, and that's usually what happens.
And that's because that repercussion did not happen when it should have. Misogyny's always been bad.
Should have done it
Rape,
early
sex
before he got
trafficking,
massive.
Always been bad. It's always been bad, but it's just all of a sudden now Oh, hey, yeah, we forgot about that misogyny shit. You're right. Right. We forgot about the 50s and the 60s.
Like, oh,
You're right. We
yeah.
have had this before, but we forgot.
Totally forgot.
Like
Well,
it's
see,
almost angry.
women and children have a little less protection
Yes.
in these
Fair.
situations. We'll just say overall, especially in America. Now, some would argue otherwise, but when it comes to laws and it comes to the justice system, well, it's
I'm right
pretty
behind
fucking
you.
obvious where that
Yeah, a
goes.
lot of exploitation, 100%,
Tons,
100%.
man.
You
It's a
look at
white
that
man's world.
NCAA,
So,
man. You know, for
well, this
paying
is,
kids or taking advantage of children for years and years and years
but they
until
can
like
make $8
last
billion
year.
a year, and that's fine still. You know, it's like, this is
Totally
where
fine. But child labor, we hate it. If you do it in Asia,
we hate that
bad,
shit. I can't
bad.
stand it.
They
It's
shouldn't be in
horrible.
sweatshops. They need basketballs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what?
And see that this is the problem with our society is like we know the shit, but a lot of people I know personally, and I know it's probably the vocal minority, but um just don't want to hear about it. Heads in the sand. They just don't want to deal with it. It's depressing. It's a buzzkill. It's a vibe killer. They don't want to talk about the shit. So when you bring up these uncomfortable truths, people just kind of avoid it. So then it keeps happening. It keeps happening. You have those Nickelodeon situations going on because people just want to get through what they want to get through. They want to get theirs. They want to pay their bills. And that's the thing that really pisses me off is like, you don't have enough human decency amongst people. And it's more just about me and mine. And I think in a lot of cases in this, it was only once advertisers or once there was pressure. And then YouTube's like, me and mine. It wasn't like,
Me
you know
and
what, for
mine.
the common good, this guy's a
Yeah,
piece
for
of shit.
women, for
For
children.
you know what I'm saying?
No,
For
it's
the young
money.
boys, young men who are going to turn into a potential piece of shit because they think this guy's a role model because they see his financial success. I mean,
Money.
people looked at not Young Pump, Lil Pump, like he was somebody at a certain point. Takashi
I was
6ix9ine,
just
like
gonna
he was,
say,
you know what I'm saying? So you
Yep.
got to
Yep.
understand is, well, we may not, and nobody in the chat over here on Top Buds over on fucking Twitch here is going to agree. People think these guys
But
are the
see,
shit.
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, in my opinion. Takashi in the 6ix9ine is a little bit diff because he wasn't just all of a sudden deplatformed. He was platformed.
He was. No,
but
at a certain
it,
point, they
no,
did remove him from
but was it?
Spotify, and a bunch of people took him off.
But isn't that because he ended up going through the judicial system and being found guilty?
I think
And
there was some sexual allegations
so
at a certain point.
I'm just thinking, yeah, okay. So there was some deplatforming, but I'm thinking more it was more of like a cancellation rather than a deplatform. When I look at his
it wasn't a
circumstance, I
full
just think the
deplatform. It
people
was
just think of him as a giant piece of shit, rather than the people are like, well, now I want to listen to him.
well. And plus, you got to think about this. So
But
what did
I see where
Spotify
you're
do?
going.
They allowed the music to be on there, but didn't put it on the new music push. They didn't push it to the front like they do for other new stuff. So do that for this
So
fucker.
you're right.
Lower his stuff down. Lower his stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Don't fucking deplatform him. Just make
Don't
it so
go
people
out
who
of your
follow
way.
him, people who've been following me for fucking 8 years don't get notifications. Right?
Yeah.
It happens all the time. So why can't they do that to this guy's shit?
Right.
Just let him slowly die off. Like instead, they're giving him more energy.
Yeah. I don't believe in censorship, but I see where you're coming from in terms of like, quit giving him forward steps. Don't give him any fucking steps. Don't give him any steps. None. Because they're clearly anointing him, right? If he gets on I don't watch anything that would be remotely Andrew Tate. Maybe I watch some fight stuff, but he has never come across my shit on kickboxing. You know what I mean? So it's like,
no,
how did
I had to
click on
search for that.
Right.
The only reason
So
I
how?
remember him from kickboxing is there was a really good knockout that he was on the bad side on. Yeah.
He got knocked the fuck out. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. It's just it makes, as the common person again, it just makes me wonder. You know,
makes my skin crawl, man.
It just
honestly,
makes me realize
I
that
got
I
two
don't
young
know.
boys, so and I don't want them to fucking. They watch a shitload of YouTube. I don't want them growing up thinking that this is okay. I used to think it was the Paul brothers was the issue, bro. What's next? What's next?
That's it. Yep. It just gets worse.
It's so crazy.
Now what's after the Tate?
What's after the Tate? But yeah, see, again, for the females, you got the Nicki Minaj's and the Cardi B's. Like, for some reason, trash gets put to the top.
But this is
in the American Western culture, man, we love trash.
And this is where that kind of goes back to my argument, where it's like we have no problem exploiting children and women when it's for money, if it's for mainstream highlight. You know what I mean? If it's for sport, like if we can use them as entertainers, it's okay. Just look at the entire children's show, like anything when Hollywood children in Hollywood, whether it's Nickelodeon or Disney. Like it's perverted. That's all. I'll go there. It's perverted. It's over sexualized. It's
Yeah, exactly.
exploitative.
Kids in Hollywood, like Beth's saying over here on Twitch, and like Idiom's also saying over here, Tate's gonna make a bunch of money after this from free publicity. If
Already
anyone,
has.
just want to let you
Already
guys know,
has.
if anybody here in the chat wants to go and buy his course, do me a favor, unfollow all platforms that Rob's on. Never fucking watch my videos and
Please don't
leave
comment.
Discord. Don't comment. Don't associate with us, please.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming everyone here won't do that. I think we're good, and on YouTube, I think we'll be good there.
Again, I think it's that. Well, I'd say vocal minority, but this is a lot of children. It's a lot of little young men, unfortunately.
No, man.
And the problem is, and I've touched on this time and time and time again. I don't believe that getting rid of video games. I don't believe in censorship. I believe in fathers. I believe in mothers. I believe that they're the real heroes, man. I believe that we should have more of them. I think we should have tighter communities. I think if there was a mother and a father out there that were guiding their children, they would never find a father figure or role model in a Tate. You simply wouldn't. You would be able to acknowledge that this is not right. You know, it's like, yeah, my child ingests a lot of media, whether it's from TV, internet, whatever. It's like, but it is my responsibility to teach him the roles and responsibility of what it takes to be a man, to be a provider, to be someone who can give. You know,
the screen shouldn't raise your kid, and that's what I appreciate about most parents. And I'll be 2022, and I'll say whatever if it's mom and mom, dad and dad, whatever. If it's people who are active in their kids' lives, grandma and grandpa with their kid, like. I've seen people who aren't even the parents of people who like they just know them as their dad, and it was like a guy around, like you're like, that ain't your motherfucking dad, playboy, but taught them all the shit they needed in terms of just having a somebody with a moral compass and with some experience and education who can help you in life.
That's it. You need positive role models in your life, and I grew up with very few male role models in my life, but it was here you go.
Yeah.
It was a lot of females that were
folded like clothes. Folded like clothes. Look at him just, and he was out cold.
Yeah. Damn.
And then came through with the combo. Oh, it was good.
Oh, he's just dazed.
Yeah, I like it. Glizzy beers. It's
so this
funny.
is why he ain't boxing anymore, you know?
Yeah, he had a couple fights after this, but he's really stiff.
Not anymore.
He's like a shitty Muay Thai kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
But anyways, to move on, it's a catch-22. You hate to hear, I hate to listen to anything he's got to say, but I always have to question when all these tech giants, they start sending pagers to each other. Them. You know, they page each other and they're like, this guy's got to go. It's like, there's dun dun dun, you know. But any goose.
But yeah, see, here's where my next shout out to Bob's and dads and grandmas and grandpas.
I stand by what I said. I believe
I'm gonna say guardians.
We need more moms and dads
for sure, because either side they both need them. But I'm just saying, like, the difference of having somebody help you and a mentor. I'm just gonna say a mentor, because you could be a grown ass adult and find somebody who can really teach you shit.
100%.
To not have someone help guide you in life, good fucking luck, man. And I'm not saying you can't. It's an excuse, but that's where you got to look at it from a different perspective. A lot of pieces of shit didn't have good guidance. You know, they're grown ass kids. Well, I know, but then you found something or somebody to help you. You know,
and there is something or somebody out there to help you. If you don't find it in a father figure or a mother figure, to which I believe that everybody needs. You need a mother and a father. And the thing is that it's like you might find that solace in music. That maybe nature can provide some of that, sanctity and answer some of those questions you've been looking for, loosely, I'd like to say that, like, organics, there's some drugs out there that'll help you find yourself as well. Of course, if you're lost and misguided, some of those very same substances can really steer you down the wrong path. So you have to be careful. But there's a lot of ways to find yourself out there. And it doesn't involve fucking Tate.
Exactly, man. And I try to do whatever I can do to make sure that my kids and the kids around and the people around, that I can try to push some of the lessons that I've had in life. You know, I'm still learning every day. You never stop
Every day.
learning. But like in cases like this, when there's so much influence on the internet, man, do what you can to make sure that those around you who you have some influence on aren't influenced by pieces of shit like Andrew Tate.
That's it. Community, bro. Community.